Can y'all see the screen?
Yes, sir.
All right. I want to share with you how one idea, you are only one idea right now from wealth, from changing your whole financial life. And I love the whole idea of creating, because you're most like God when you're loving and when you're creating. God said he made us in his image, so that makes us little creators. And so creating information products became something that became a passion of mine. And I turned a $5 cassette tape into 1.7 million from home, $1.7 million in sales from home. And I'm going to show you and tell you this story in just a moment. So I'm standing in this space right now that was empty, vacant space in my basement. How many of you are lovers of God? You believe the Bible? Well, one day I was looking out my window in my kitchen and I was thinking about putting a deck on the back of my home. And I heard the Spirit of God speak to me and say, don't put the deck on your home. Take this unfinished space that's in your basement, and I want you to turn it into a training place for my people. Now, how many of you know that faith people can be really strange to some because we see things that others don't see. We hear things that others can't hear. And when God goes to take you to another level, he gives you an instruction. What does he give you, please?
Instruction.
He gives you an instruction. Let me give you one other secret. When he goes to take you to another level, he's going to send a person into your life. He's always going to send a person. So God gave me an instruction. Don't put the deck on the back of your home. Take this unfinished space, turn it into a training place. So when I teach this, I usually ask the question, what's the gap between idea and implementation for most people? See, many people get ideas, but they choke when it comes to implementing the idea because the idea requires work and it requires faith. But what I did is I took this space and I transformed it. And I'm just giving you the short version. I created this training space. Not one person had ever come. I didn't know if anybody would want to come. But the prophet asked the widow woman, what do you have in your house?
Your house. Come on.
I had space in my house.
That's good.
That was dormant space. That wasn't productive space. That wasn't doing anything. See, every one of you have something in your house right now that can bring you into wealth. So I took that instruction, I transformed it into this, and this was way before I knew COVID was coming. And so when COVID came, I was able to go right back to the birthing room, we call it, right back to this space and begin training again. But here's what happened. My biggest fear after I had done this and put about 15, 20 grand into this basement is, what if nobody comes? What if nobody comes? And then my other thought is, do I want people in my house? Now, why didn't I think about that before? Look, my biggest problem wasn't getting people to come. It was getting people to leave. Every Thursday night, we ran what's called the School of Entrepreneurs, and we would run it every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Cul-de-sac be full of cars out there. Neighbors thought we're selling drugs or we're doing something else because people would be coming up in their BMWs and their Hummers and their Lincolns, and they would be coming to the birthing room on Thursday night. And many of these people were employees trying to get free and become entrepreneurs. Our meetings kept getting bigger. I'm going somewhere with this, so stay locked in. Our meetings got bigger, but it all started with an empty basement and an instruction. And now we're doing hotels. Now we're taking it national. As a matter of fact, we took it all the way to London, England, from one instruction in my basement. Don't put the deck on the back of your home. Take this unfinished space, turn it into a training place for my people. And I think it was the biggest lesson of my life was obeying that instruction. Because I think about what would have happened had I talked myself out of that. What would have happened had I not obey? What would have happened? I think, no, that's crazy. That's a pipe dream. Nobody's going to build a seminar business from their home. Nobody's ever going to want to come to your home. I had all the same doubts that anybody else could have, but I did it. And now I look back at the journey 20 plus years ago, still building Circle of Champions. And it all started with this $5 cassette tape. Man, I can kiss this cassette right here because this was how it all started. And it's kind of funny to talk about cassettes, right? But some of y'all still have a few of them in your house somewhere. You still got some cassette tape. Every once in a while, you try to play it too. I got a whole box of them in my garage. So here's what's beautiful. Started with that. My journey was this. Made $0. I was speaking at churches. They would give you what's called a love offering, but it would always be more love than offering. And so I knew I had to start making money some other way other than just waiting on a love offering. And I'm going to tell you what changed the game for me is when I stopped waiting for the phone to ring and I said, I'm going to throw my own party. I'm going to throw my own seminars. I'm going to throw my own workshops. I remember selling my first $1,000 product. From $5 to $1,000 is a big gap. I'm going to share with you the inside of how I took it to 1.7 million faster than I did in any other business and how I'm helping other people to do the same thing. But what I love is the best part is I did it from home with no employees, no business loans, no business plan. Really, I had a vision and I went for it. No payroll, no formal education, no degrees, and no sleepless nights. Ladies and gentlemen, I was able to build this. I'm a high school boy, barely made it through high school. No formal education, got a big God and a big vision, and I just followed an instruction. So for all of you that don't think you're enough, or you don't think you have enough, you think somebody else has an advantage, nobody has an advantage because we all serve the same God, and he gives instructions and he sends people into our lives to take us to the next level.